Hey guys, Lawrence here, welcome to the Ride With Me channel. As promised, here's an update of my Canyon Neuron after 1,000 kilometers of riding. So if you haven't watched the original review first, go do that. It's in the top right corner, there's a card there, click the card or press or touch the card, whatever. Watch the review first because I won't be re-reviewing the entire bike, just going to complain about a bunch of stuff. Since buying it and receiving it, the bike has mostly stayed the same. So here's what I changed. First of all, the stem has been slammed completely. There's not a single spacer underneath here anymore. And I've also inverted the stem, and handily the writing is still in the right direction. So I definitely had to do that, but the stem is still pointing up. So I'm going to buy a new stem which points down, so like a 17-degree angle, so that the handlebars are here. I'm also going to change these riser bars with a flat bar, something like a Pro Coriac. Now you can already see that the grips have changed. There was nothing wrong with the grips, so it comes with standard push-on grips and they're good grips. I like them, but then I had to take them off, and I hate putting on push-on grips because it takes me forever, it's tiring and it hurts my hands and all that sort of stuff. So I went and bought these Pro lock-on grips. And something else I didn't like was the cable mess here, especially after lowering the bars, and they're gonna go even lower, so I had an awful lot of rear brake hose, and it was just this massive bend all the way over here, and if I turned the bike to the left, the bend would actually hit my leg. So yesterday I just cut like 10 centimeters out of this cable, put the new copper thingies on there, put the brakes back on, didn't even have to re-bleed them. As you can see, that's still very acceptable. So that's good. Now it's a lot cleaner looking, and my number plate won't get in the way of all this when I'm racing, and it just looks a lot cleaner. It's more aero. So something you see a lot these days with the new bikes and on all the big YouTube channels like GMBN is, if it's not one by, it's not good. That's what the internet wants you to believe. This is a 3x setup. I kind of like 3xs. I'm not too stupid to figure out how to shift the front derailleur. The derailleur is actually pretty good, this SLX side swinging model. My complaints though are about the teeth on the rings at the front. Even the largest ring is actually still too small for my liking, so I can only pedal it up to like 40 kilometers an hour, which is good if you're off-road, but if you go do some road stuff, I find at least that you sometimes go over 40 kilometers an hour and you're just spinning like crazy at ridiculous cadence. So maybe at 10 teeth, no, not a 50 would be too much, but like a 44 in the front would be good. I'm always on the big ring or the second ring. The inner ring is so ridiculously small that I haven't used it once. So we are at the rear right now. I like the rims, these Mavic Crossride FTSX. The hub doesn't engage quite as quickly as I would like to, but they're good wheels, they're pretty cheap, but for a bike like this, they're great value. So these Continental Mountain Kings though, not a fan of them, as I already said in the original review. These are 2.2 inch wide. There's a finger of extra space here, and so I bought the Schwalbe Rocket Ron 2.6 inch semi plus sized tires, and I'm really hoping they fit. I did some calculations, did some measurements, got a centimeter everywhere, so those tires should fit in theory. I'm not very good at maths though, so that's going to be an interesting video. Now what I really like with this bike is the suspension. It's 120 millimeters of travel, which is completely pointless in Belgium, but I just do it to take a lot of pressure off of my back. So this is just a comfort thing for me. I always run it completely open. I just have my own weight in pounds, and that's the pressure that I run. Now by using this my own weight in pounds pressure thing, I'm actually a bit off of the chart. I should run it at like 180 psi. According to the RockShox table with pressures, I run it slightly harder because I always run it wide open, and you know, Belgium doesn't really have jumps and hills in the forest. So I've only bottomed it out once during a race when I figured out that a staircase was just a big drop. Staircases are not drops, so I only bottomed it out once. I didn't repeat that stupidity. But the rear suspension is really good. The anti-squat works pretty well, but only if you keep some thought into it. So you have to really spin hard cadences and not like push on it. So you push on the one side and then on the other side you pull, and that really helps with not squatting it out too much. And so even on the road I always just run the suspension wide open. It's basically the same story around the front, so always run it open, don't really use this compression lockout. Reason being that I don't have a remote, and that if you do reach down you're probably going to hit your face on the ground. So I am running it very slow though. I've got like 4 clicks of extra snail going on this little rebound dampener to make the suspension really slow, because I don't like it when it's just pinging off of everything. Same story here. We got the Mountain King 2.2s, which are horrible for the use that I usually do. We got plenty of clearance though, so 2.6 inch wides are going in here. That should make everything a lot more interesting. So guys, time for a verdict after a whopping 1,000 kilometers in less than a month with the Canyon Neuron Nerf, whatever we're going to call it. Now keep in mind, I bought it for only 1,200 euros because this is the Nerf 2016 edition, which is identical to the Neuron 2017 edition. It's just different front mech. And so my final conclusion is I really like the bike. Now I have lowered the front as much as I can go with the standard hardware on it. And it made the bike a lot better, especially in racing situations. I did race this bike. I was allowed to finish, so I wasn't taken out of the race for being too slow. That was nice. So yeah, I like the bike a lot. And even with the full suspension, racing it against guys with hardtails on flat ground with no jumps or anything in there, I was still able to keep up. That was awesome. So the bike's really good. The anti-squat works wonders for me. Obviously that'll depend on pedaling style, but you should probably change your pedaling style to the situation that you're in. So yeah, I do like it. Now I stick to my original comment of the top tube being too short. I do want more reach on this bike for a next model. And I think it's a bit of a mixed opportunity when they go to the new name with the Neuron name. Maybe just add 5 centimeters of aluminium. It doesn't cost that much, Canyon. Other than that, the bike is great. The spec on it is amazing for the price, and it all is a bit mixed and matched, you know. It's RockShox and Shimano combined, and it's a bit weird, but it works, and that's the important part. So guys, if you like this video, there's a like button and a subscribe button, and I really appreciate it if you guys click it. There's also Instagram and Twitter, and I just post random comments and random pictures, gorgeous looking pictures of bikes though, on there, so you can go check that out as well. Now that's basically it. If you have any questions about this bike, about this channel, about the stuff that I'm going to do in the future, that's what the comment area is there for. And so I'll see you guys in the next one with my video on upgrading to 2.6 inch wide tires on this bike.